Hello everyone, today we're taking a look at the most popular pre-built gaming PC on Newegg. We'll go through the specs, discuss the price, and of course test how it performs in games. Hit the like button and let's start. This is the PC I'm talking about. You can see it has a lot of good reviews and costs just under $500. Delivery took 3 days, that's pretty fast. Let's start unboxing. We have the PC itself, well protected in foam. I also see the manual, power cord, screwdriver and motherboard box where I found a couple of SATA cables and motherboard warranty card. I guess the power cord with the screwdriver also should have been in the box, but they got out during shipping. Anyway, let's check the PC. It is built in a custom case from IPASON. Build quality looks good. The case is made of metal with hard plastic panels. And in the front it has a white black design with a glossy finish. Unfortunately the side window is acrylic, would be nice to have tempered glass. Under the bubble wrap we have all the components. Let's quickly go through them. We have a B450 chipset motherboard from BioStar. Not much to say here, it is a pretty basic motherboard with minimum features. The motherboard itself does not have a Wi-Fi model, so we have a Wi-Fi card instead. That's good. On the board we have Ryzen 5 5600G. It is a 6-core 12-thread CPU with a clock up to 4.4 GHz. It has TDP of 65 watts, so the tower cooler that we have here is more than enough. I was expecting to see stock cooler here, but it's a nice surprise. For the RAM, it has 16GB of DDR4 from Crucial, clocked at 3200 MHz. It is a two 8GB plates, so we have a dual channel. For the storage, it has 500GB M.2 SSD installed. I have never seen that brand before, we'll check the performance later. All that is powered with 600 watts power supply. I'm not familiar with this brand, but I see it has a gold certificate. 600 watts is overkill for this build for sure, but that extra wattage can be used in a future GPU upgrade. Power supply has 8-pin connector ready in case of an upgrade. So cable management looks fine. So far, other than unknown brands, the build looks good. Let's connect the power cord, monitor and start it up. It started from the first attempt and loaded me in Windows. The system looks fresh, but of course ideally it should take me through the user setup first. So this is the setup. PC looks nice with all RGB. Other than fans, on the front it has an RGB line and you can change color with the button. So I went through the system updates and installed all apps I need. For some reason storage was split into 3 parts. I joined them, so let's start with the storage benchmark, scoring 3500 MB per second for read and 1600 MB per second for write. Let's move to our CPU. After 3 minutes of stress testing, CPU was still boosting and the temperature was under 62 degrees all time. That's good. In Cinebench, CPU scored over 10,000 points, which is a solid result. Now let's throw a real gaming task on it. In CSGO, with high graphics settings, getting over 60 FPS with a good frame time. After lowering the graphics settings to low, aka competitive, I got around 100 FPS with an even more stable frame time. I was not able to run Valorant due to secure boot issues. Even when it's enabled, it was still throwing an error. Let's move on. In Fortnite, with low graphics and view distance on medium, getting over 70 FPS. I see micro freezes from time to time, but if you play with a resolution scale, you'll get more stable FPS. Let's raise the bar and jump into Warzone 2.0. Graphics on low with FSR in performance mode, and I'm getting around 45 FPS most of the time. Of course, the frame time is not perfect and there is a drop to 30 FPS sometimes, but overall it is playable, and I'm actually very impressed with the Vega 7 performance in this game. Next, in Apex Legends on low graphics 1080p, getting around 40 FPS with some drops to 30 and raises to 50 at some locations. Overall, the game runs smoothly. Let's now move to single player games. I decided to test Minecraft, and with audio set medium graphics, I got around 140 FPS, definitely playable. Moving to more demanding games, in OnlyUp with the lowest graphics settings and render scale set to 50%, I'm getting under 30 FPS. Frame time is not pleasant, but it is somewhat stable. Another relatively new game, Amnesia the Bunker, on low graphics 1080p, it is running at around 40 FPS. Raising the bar even higher, Elden Ring 1080p, lowest graphics settings, seeing stable 30 FPS. Even though graphics on low, it looks pretty acceptable and it's definitely playable. Next, in Days Gone with max field of view, low settings 1080p, getting similar performance. Console 30 FPS with some micro freezes in loaded scenes. Let's push this PC to its limit. Cyberpunk, low settings, FSR in performance mode, getting from 30 to 50 FPS range depending on the scene. Speaking of CPU temperature, the max temperature I saw is 55 degrees. With the side panel closed, it's gonna be around 62 degrees. I'm actually very impressed with the gaming performance, considering it is integrated graphics, but is it worth it? To answer that, I quickly configured a PC build with a similar specs on Amazon. So the total price of all components I got is $400 versus $489 for the pre-built PC. So even though I don't have much confidence for some components in this build, for people that don't wanna mess with the building step, it is probably worth it. PC arrived pretty much in plug and play condition, also having technical support and warranty is very nice. Speaking of upgrade potential, this PC could easily turn into 1080p high graphics gaming rig. You only need to buy a GPU, probably the RX 6600 will fit here perfectly. Let me know if you wanna see a $500 custom PC build next on the channel, don't forget to subscribe and I see you in the next videos.